Hi, welcome back. We are now going to learn about ratios and rates. We're going to get very much in depth later, but ratios and rates, what you really need to take away from this is it's fancy for fractions. Okay? There is a lot more to this than just fancy for fractions, but for today, this will work. So what is a ratio? A ratio is a comparison of two quantities or two things. So if I had 3 stars and I had 2 circles and I had 4 squares, we could compare these in many, many different ways. Okay? I can compare parts to parts. So a part to a part. So I'm going to pick a part. Let's say squares. So I have 4 of those. So there are 4 squares. And I'm going to compare it to another part, which let's say stars. So 3 stars. So all I've done is compared my squares to my stars. Okay, I can also do a part to whole ratio, meaning I'm going to take one of the parts and then I'm going to compare it to the whole thing. So let's take circles this time. So 2 circles compared to all the shapes, including the circles. That's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So I have 9 total shapes. So I've compared the part, circles, to the whole, the shapes. And I can do it backwards, a whole to a part. So, of course, we have 9 shapes still, so 9 shapes. And we're going to compare it to not circles this time, maybe we'll do squares. So 9 shapes to 4 squares. It's just comparing 2 things. Cats to dogs, mice to women. That was weird. Trucks to cars, etc. Okay, so I said they're fractions up here, and then I didn't write them as fractions here. That's because we can write these things in 3 ways. For this unit, we're going to be seeing them in fraction form. But there are different ways. So you can write them as a fraction. So take any of these ratios and write as a fraction. We've got 4 squares to 3 stars. And you might say, well, should I simplify this? No, because then I'm no longer comparing. I actually need the 2 numbers to show. Okay, I can use it with a colon another way, which is what I did up here. 4 squares to 3 stars. I'll use the same one so you can see them differently. And then with the word to or out of, if you're doing out of the whole, or for every. Okay, so I could say that there are 4 squares for every 3 stars. Okay, now if I had a whole nother unit, like I drew that picture again, then I would have 6 stars and 18 things total. So I could repeat this over and over, and it would just be like multiples of the ratio. Okay, so what is a rate? A rate is a special ratio, and we usually use these with 2 different measurements. Okay, so measurement of time, measurement of distance, a measurement of money, 2 different measurements. So one of the most famous ones that we use daily is speed limit. So if it is 70 miles per hour, that means that for every hour I can go 70 miles, or the speed limit is 70 miles an hour. Another one that we see at the grocery store would be price of things. So if I, let's see, Dr. Peppers are 2 for $10. There's my ratio. 2 Dr. Peppers for $10. But what if I bought 4 Dr. Peppers? I would spend $20. Okay, so that's it for now. If you have questions, ask your teacher tomorrow. Thank you.